Living with autism is not easy for a variety of reasons. Number one, for me personally, it would be because it's invisible. It's an invisible disability. You see me in this video, or maybe you've interacted with me, maybe you've seen a speech of mine, or if you just see me walking down the street, you would never think I have autism. But I do. And autism has been my number one challenge every single day throughout my life. Autism and everything that falls under it: OCD, depression, anxiety, phobias, rumination. And all of these struggles are invisible. Again, I liken my life to a play. I show up and perform quite well, but very few see the literal blood, sweat, and tears that go on behind the scenes. All the endless hours of preparation for real-world encounters. Life is not easy. Sure, it can be enjoyable, it can be fun, it can be fulfilling, it can be peaceful at times, those seldom moments of peace. But it's never easy. It's tough. Having to fake it. Fake it till you make it. I don't get what that means. Like, why would anybody want to fake it? And I get the intent, Smile until you have a reason to smile. Yeah, well, all that good bullshit, right? But it's like, we also need validation for our struggles. And everybody has struggles. And it's always boggled my mind that, through my years of prevalent isolation, I like to say that life took from me everything I ever wanted, but in turn gave me everything I ever needed. And so during my isolation and my solitude, from age 11 to basically 30, I was observing the world, and I'm still observing the world. And I've realized that the one thing all humans have in common is struggle, the experience of suffering and struggling. Yet it is also the one thing we choose not to talk about with anybody. And so in turn, we miss this incredible bonding opportunity to talk about our shared struggles, to give tips from our hindsight, to give others foresight. Think about how, if we were so open about talking about our struggles, think about how easier it would be to navigate our own, because we could get tips from somebody who's been there before. But unfortunately, society doesn't like to hear about that. Society just kind of have to put on a mask and just kind of go with the flow and kind of check out at times, which is unfortunate, because I want to live a very authentic life. Whether that's me at my worst moment or my best moment or somewhere in between, I want to live my most authentic life. And for the first time in my life, I'm part of society. I have a personal life. I am part of the community. I am not just in the community, I am of the community. And I'm seeing more and more how difficult it is to be authentic. That pressure to give in and put on that fake smile, or to say to somebody after they ask you how your day's going, to say good, even though it's been a shitty day. And it doesn't feel good. It's like a betrayal of myself. When I'm having a shitty day and I'm going grocery shopping and they ask me how my day was and I say good, I feel like I'm betraying myself to some extent. I take things very literally. That's part of my autism. But I also am aware that I take things literally, and so I often don't respond in the way I want to respond. And that's another catch-22 of autism. It's almost hyper-awareness. Autism for me is an exacerbation of the human condition. So everything you go through, I go through. It's just turned up a notch. I feel more, I hurt more, I succeed more, I fail more. It's just like basically life on steroids. There is no lack of emotion behind me. I am a very passionate individual. Whether I'm in those heights of despair or, the peaks of enthusiasm, I am an emotional creature. And it's hard to form relationships when people don't want to talk about deep things for me, because I'm a passionate creature and I don't get passionate about, superficial things. Passion usually is piqued by something that's deep and meaningful in life. And that's what I want to connect with people with. Like, you know, fuck the last basketball game or football game. Let's talk about what we've overcome in life. You know? So it's hard. It's a delicate dance. But yeah, I'm giving my thoughts on invisible disabilities because I feel like, I always think back to a class I took at MIT 2 years ago. And we had a guest lecturer. He was a Supreme Court judge for a district in Michigan. And he was blind. He was visibly impaired. And his slogan for his election campaign was blind justice, literally. So he's blind, and he's talking about how much he's traveled throughout the world, and I'm sitting in this class listening to him, and he talks about going to all these different countries, and no matter what country he's in, people always see, him with his walking stick, and will open doors for him, will be very helpful, because he has a visible disability. And so I asked him a question. I said, how do I get that for my disability? Because it's invisible. When I'm struggling, people think I look very cold and apathetic, or that I look mad, but that's me trying to, not burst into tears or just like break down. So when people do see my disability, it's usually misunderstood, but usually they don't see my disability at all. And so I asked the justice, like how do I get that kind of compassion from the world when nobody can see my struggles? They see you having trouble opening a door, so they help you, but they don't really see me having trouble with my own mind. And he couldn't answer. And that was kind of, in hindsight, I wish he did give me an answer, something to hold on to. But all he said was, I don't know what to say. And I was kind of always remember that, because it was kind of a smack in the face of reality. Is I probably will, I will always encounter a lot of misunderstanding and, just a lack of compassion, not inherently because of who people are, but because of what they do not know. And so that's why it's always important to just keep an open mind. That smallest thing that you can do for somebody, whether it's a subtle wave, a fist bump, a slight grin on your face to that individual, that can make their day. That happened to me yesterday. I was having a very difficult day, and one person, and she probably doesn't know that she had this impact on me. I guarantee you she does not, and I should probably tell her. But she just said, Russell, you're the best. Yesterday. After I really tried really fucking hard to show up that day. And I did show up. And I got that compliment, which made my day. All the effort I put into that day yesterday, hearing those words, Russell, you are the best, that external validation that has been missing from my life for so fucking long. That's what I hold on to. So thank you. Thank you for saying that. Because you don't know how much it meant to me. And it will always mean to me. So again, guys, remember, it's often the simplest things. We oftentimes overthink things when the simple things are right under our noses as to how to make someone's day a bit better. Simple things. Pat on the back. Have a good night. It just amazes me, Like I go to the gym every day and I walk out and I'm the only one who says bye to the front desk people. Maybe I've seen like 4 other people in my entire time going to this gym that have said bye to the front desk people as they leave. It's just seeing people as humans. We're all in this together. Nobody's lived this life before. And, we act like we do, though. We act like we know this life like the back of our hand. Nobody knows what life is. We're all doing this for the very first time. So let's start acting like we're in this together and, spread some of that compassion and understanding. Because if we want that from the external world, we have to give it to others. It's a two-way street. And I'm tired of people just asking for things and not giving anything in return. So that's my rant, my kind of what grinds my gears, if you're a fan of Family Guy. But I thought I'd just put this out there because I want to start doing more videos. Because, I'm a public speaker. And it occurred to me it's kind of ironic that I'm a public speaker but don't post a lot of videos. I used to, but not anymore. Just because I don't like social media that much. So make this worth my time by liking, commenting, share your story. I love hearing your guys' stories. And just share, save it, do all those things that make the algorithm pick up this post. I appreciate it.